Welcome back to True Colors. So, since we're still on the LARP, allow me to bring up another thing that the Life is Strange community has had to say about this game that I've looked into. Okay, so unlike the other games which were released episodically, this game was released entirely on its as a single package with all 5 episodes already included in the set package. This is of course because the episodic release method has basically been abandoned by this point for the most part in the gaming industry. So obviously you understand that. Oh yeah, and this is an optional thing you can do, so you can check in with Riley to see how the decrypting of the pen is going. So let's do that.
I have to renew my bar guild membership.
Oh come on, Alex! Can't you come up with a better fictional reason? Come on.
Anyone else that's done LARPing here ever have one of those jackass members who goes, actually, I'm about to check in, and then totally cheats using technology?
Alright, you were gonna say? Jova?
Yeah, I was asking Shiroi.
Go ahead.
Shiroi?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes.
Well, basically anyone else, but as far as I know, you're the only one here who has done LARPing.
Well, D&D, but to answer your question, no.
Anyway, turns out... okay, so basically what I decided to do is I decided to tell Riley about, on that conversation we had in the previous episode, about Eleanor's Alzheimer's. So ever since then, now basically she's trying her best to help out at the flower shop as much as possible. In fact, we're going to learn in a moment a decision she came up with ever since learning that.
So I see that Eleanor is Riley's grandmother, it seems.
Yes, it is. Oh, rather, she is, sorry.
I could ask Riley how progress is going with the USB.
Okay. There's a card.
For fuck's sake.
Riley, I just want you to know I'm so happy we are talking again. I know it's hard to trust me after all that shit with Typhon, but I am not going anywhere. I will be here to help you and Nana whenever you need. Mac, P.S. If you're really strong and wonderful, I hope you know that. P.P.S. I still love you, but I am not asking anything.
Oh, so Riley's talking to Mac again.
Oh yeah,
this is learn.
Yeah, this is the other thing that I've also heard about, people complain specifically, like in Serrated Cucumber's review, for example, that Mac basically disappears from the game after episode 2.
Okay, I have to wonder, was there just legit cut content from the story?
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Not touch this.
Okay, look.
I'm willing to yes, honestly.
Like, for all the issues we've had with Life is Strange plots, and I'm not going to act like there haven't been some characters who just came and went, but at least it felt like the story did all it wanted to with each character. Here, it feels like the story does want to do things with characters, but just isn't allowed to, because I feel like Mac's development is something that we should be keeping an eye on, rather than just, oh, he and Riley are now talking out of the blue, like... And yes, it's something I could infer, but that is something that, again, could have added more to the content of the game if we showed maybe Mac finally becoming a better person and rekindling his relationship with Riley and the network of friends as a whole. Especially since we had that whole heartbreaking moment with him.
Nana's such a good person. She doesn't deserve any of this.
And neither does Riley.
Alright, let's talk to her.
Any luck with the USB?
No, not yet. It's gonna take hours.
Does she know what we did to get the USB?
No. Apparently they didn't tell her anything. Probably so that she wouldn't be an accomplice.
Okay.
Probably for the best, though. It might make it awkward if she sees what's on there.
Here's the thing. Oh, and by the way, that's actually a good point that I just came up with, Shira. Here's another thing that Alex clearly didn't think. So, if they get incriminated for this, Riley touched that USB pen, meaning her fingerprints are on that thing, meaning the police can trace that thing back to her. So she can also become involved from that. So yeah, like I said, the character, I'm sorry, but I disagree. I don't think the story is doing a good job portraying them in a good light regarding the USB pen, to be honest with you. Like, Riley doesn't even know anything about what they're doing with this pen, why they need this pen. So, I'm sorry. I'm not really keen on this whole USB
How's Matt
thing.
doing? I haven't seen him in a while.
That's fair.
Yeah, I
He's
disagree.
around.
Again,
Probably
like,
too
I
embarrassed to
feel
show
like
his
it's
face.
definitely going to be a split issue. Some people might be
Has been
okay for
helping Nana a
narratively,
lot.
some might not.
I'm sure
Both
he's
sides,
just
I
trying to
feel,
get back
have
together with
legit
me,
points
but
to it.
It kind of doesn't
Oh,
matter.
that's nice.
I'm grateful he's here.
I think I'll have more to say when we see, because you said they're going to face consequences for various things. I feel like
still
I'm
going
going to
to
wait to
school?
see how the consequences play out before I say what I truly think of this whole debacle, I guess.
Sure.
I
go
am
ahead.
definitely waiting for the
She's
full
going to need help.
package. But yeah, going back to this, it's nice to hear about stuff Mac is doing. But I do find it weird we couldn't have shown him, like, I don't know, at the least hanging around the flower shop, talking to Riley actually in the story. Again, maybe they will show stuff later more with him, but it feels like such a weird thing to do to have not shown them developing. Since, again, it's a Life is Strange game. Usually
Let's
they
talk
do
later.
tend to show these developments.
you know
Like,
if I make any
for all the issues I had with, well, okay, no, Life is Strange 2 did have a lot of supposed development happen off screen. That was a complaint, but at least I felt like, no
Nan's
character
such a good
was...
person.
Well, actually, no, I did
Doesn't
feel like some
deserve any of
characters
this.
needlessly came and went.
Yep. See, the thing is, okay, just to recap what happened. Basically, Riley decided that she's not going to college anymore because, well, she wants to take care of Nana, basically.
It makes sense.
In the meantime, I guess I'll wait till she returns before I make my bigger point. Keep going.
Alright, so back to the LARP we go. But yeah, no, I mean...
Find at the Bridge of Flowers.
Okay, how to put it like this? It doesn't feel like it's inherently repeating the problems
I
of
wonder
Life
what
is
we'll
Strange
find
2
at
with
the
the
Bridge of
character
Flowers.
development. It's just weird how, again, well, from what you've told us, Mac drops off on the plot, which is weird given how it seems like such an obvious thing to do.
He still technically shows up one more time. It's just that he stops being relevant. That's I think that's the best way to phrase it.
Jewel right there.
Oh look, what is this? The world heavyweight champion?
It's made of human skin.
Ooh, scary.
This is actually heel John Cena. He just go
John
around
Cena-
trolling everybody.
This is Thanos.
John Cena in an
Monster
RPG.
Slayer. Hand
You know,
over the
I
soul
don't
jewel
think
if
we've
you
seen that,
value
even
your
during that
life.
period of time where he was everywhere.
Smash you to bits.
Alright, let's fight the troll. Get it? Troll? Bridge? Alright, so yeah, that's the basic gist of it. No, that's the thing, Jova. It wouldn't be the first time. Like, it makes you wonder, because remember, you also had the same theory with Before the Storm, the game that this team made before. It seems like these guys are cursed regarding the whole cut content thing. Which, again, if there was cut content, for the record, as far as I was able to research, I haven't found anything pointing to either Before the Storm or this game having cut content. We're speculating here because it would make so much sense if that was the case,
It really okay. Like if it felt like that with like Before the Storm, it feels even more like that with this game because, granted, Before the Storm was a mess, but at the very least, it didn't feel like it cut out a main cast member in the grand scheme of things prematurely. Because yes, I think that Mac, at least up to the point of Chapter 2, was a main cast member. So it's jarring to have him be written out, especially since he had this big fear of Typhon Mining Company burying him, essentially, if he squawked. So,
Throwing
yeah, what happened with that?
2 damage.
yeah, don't know. Sorry.
Still on
I guess I'll have to wait and see what the actual twist with Typhon Mining Company is, even though I, again, seem to have called who the actual bad guy is, but,
Plus one
again,
to
we'll
us.
just have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, the LARP elements here are pretty nifty, replicating a Square Enix Final Fantasy game.
Mm-hmm.
2 damage.
Stunning punch.
Stunned.
I hate that debuff.
Still on fire.
Alright, so Alex is paralyzed, so she can't move now, so we'll have Ethan do something. Stab.
2 damage.
Double slam.
Alright.
An AoE attack.
Alright, Healing Serenade.
Healing Serenade.
+1 health.
+1 health.
Yeah, this healing spell is not that great, only +1 health.
Although, to be fair, our total health is 10, so...
I guess, I mean,
guess that's
I mean, it could have hit the very least +2 health. I mean, come on. Like, that's... Yes,
Perhaps
sure.
you need an upgrade for that.
Can I have a time, please?
Okay, go to 11:30 or something. Well, actually, 11:25 maybe, see if you can go there.
Just let us know when you're there.
11:25.
Alright, and, click. Anyway, basically, Sheila, to recap for you, Riley decided that she's not going to go to college anymore because she wants to take care of Eleanor.
And Mac has apparently been talking to her and rekindling their relationship.
And we defeated a bridge troll.
That's one way to pay the toll.
You pay with your life.
Look what else I got.
Ah, it's new skill acquired. Strike of Wrath.
Yes. Maybe used only once per battle. Keep that in mind.
They're very stingy
Getting
with
there.
these upgrades.
Hey, does anyone know how long the play game thing is going on? Is there still time to sign up? It looks super fun. Steph's like, sorry dude, we're in pretty deep at this point. Enjoy the show though. And Pete's like, oh bummer, maybe next time.
It's nice to know he's enthusiastic about it.
Alright, anyway, let me just bring up something about my other part. Like I was saying before, this game was released entirely as a $60 package of all 5 episodes, as in the entire story, all in one go, unlike the previous games which was released episodically over the course of a year. I've already talked about the complaint that a lot of people have on how they prefer the episodic release because it made things more affordable, especially if you're a young person who has no income or little income, right? And we've already talked about that. But there's another reason why the community wasn't particularly enthused with the release the whole game at once model, because and this is something that I've heard from a lot of Life is Strange fans, that one of the cool appealing things of Life is Strange to them was the fact that they would play an episode and then they would go on forums and message boards and shit like that, and they would talk about their theories about what was going to happen next. You know, it would be like this period in between episodes where fans would theorize, you know, come up with some kind of interesting ideas of where the story could go next, what could happen, what could this mean, blah blah. The fact that they're now releasing, I think this is the couple that is secretly into each other, but both of them don't think they are into each other. So the other one isn't. But Lola, let me just finish my point though, Jova. So the primary and fans miss that part of it, that part of the Life is Strange experience, where in between episodes the entire community got together to come up with interesting theories and shit. Now, that was actually something that Deck 9 themselves actually mentioned shortly before the game came out, where they claimed that, oh, don't you see, since the game is still divided into episodes, you can still only play one episode, stop there, and then go theorize. And I'm just like, that doesn't really work the same way, Deck 9. Like, because why bother go and theorize if you can just go play the next episode already from the get-go? Like, it doesn't really. I get what they're trying to do with that explanation, but I will argue that doesn't work the same way.
I was actually going to ask, like, I get that, you know, cute. You put them in chapters, but if it's its own separate game, do you really need to send this to the menu each time, like in the older games? Just have it be
We
its
could save our
own
energy
complete
for
narrative.
something
Like,
scarier.
isn't that kind of the point of this being its own complete game?
Well, John,
No,
I just explained why they divided this into episodes, though.
Oh, I get why they did, but that just feels... It makes it feel all the more weird since... Well, ideally, when somebody gets a whole game packaged together, they ideally want to play it like a full game. Like, I get why they did it,
Fall asleep.
because, you know, they could go, well, see, guys, it's just like the Life is Strange
That's a low sound.
games, but...
Snake's ears are internal, so they can't hear.
So I'm guessing you disagree with.
Hey, don't break character.
So I'm guessing you don't particularly care for the idea of receiving the game episodically, so you can theorize in between episode releases.
No. That's not my point. It's just that it feels arbitrary to divide it into the parts the way it is. Like, and, you know, I get why they did it, to give the community that feeling, but evidently it didn't work because the community complained about that.
Just to give you guys an idea, I found a guy who made a Life is Strange video who said who played the first game back when he was in high school, and he said that both him and his friends had a theory going on while the game was still coming out that there was going to be a twist that turns out the entire world had stopped in time and Alex was moving forward in time on her own, you know? Just to give you guys an idea of the kind of, interesting, community discussions that were going on at the time. And a lot of people in the community miss that when it comes to this game. They really wish this game kept the episodic nature of it. I personally prefer entire games. I never particularly care for the episodic format, like I said, but I understand where these people are coming from.
Same for me. Like, I prefer games complete, and I'm not really a fan of having to wait for parts to continue here or there, but I can get where they may be coming from. But to the devs' credit, if you really do want to play it like a Life is Strange game, like, play a chapter, wait a few months, play another chapter, the option is still technically there. I think the issue is, unfortunately... Hold
on, John, I have to mention this.
Game.
Diane posted on my blog, lost one flash drive. I think I last had it when I was at the Lantern earlier. So basically, she's already searching for it. So a little update on that plot. Go ahead, Jova.
Oh boy. But yeah, I guess the only issue is, like, let's say you do want to play this like a good old Life is Strange game. I get the feeling you might find yourself hungering due to how short the chapters are. Like, comparing this to, Life is Strange... I feel like at the very least each chapter was long enough to, sate someone for $5 to wait a few months, whereas with this, you get, like, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if you really faff around on your first playthrough, I'm guessing, per chapter.
In this particular episode, yeah, like, I will argue, even if you faff around in episode 4, it will still probably only squeeze, like... 40 minutes, probably, because part 4 is only 2. Because episode 4 on my playthrough is also 2 parts only, and again, that's with me doing everything.
I do.
Okay, okay, without spoiling, give us an overall average length of how you would gauge each chapter.
Okay, okay, how about, if I went out of my way to do everything, or if I'm just sticking to the main story?
Let's say do everything, just for the sake of being...
So basically like with this playthrough. Okay. In fact, I can actually look at my raws and see that. Okay, so episode 4, where I go out of my way to see everything, talk to everybody, blah, 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 all that good stuff. 40. Okay, so episode 1, being one of the longer ones, lasts about an hour and a half. About more or less, of course. I'm like putting like a roundup, obviously. So episode 2, as you guys saw, that only took us. It technically took us 3 parts because I went out of my way to fluff around a lot, as you guys saw. So it did go on for 3 parts instead of the 4 parts that it took us to finish episode 1. That being said, yeah, like even if you go out of your way to do everything and actually do it in a way that you're hurrying to get everything done, you'll probably maybe squeeze out of it like an hour tops. Like if you're hurrying it up, doing everything, even like because I was doing everything in episode 2, but I was taking my time, you know. But because I assure you, I could have made it even shorter, even doing everything that you can do. Because it's because I'm trying to put some meat into this playthrough's bones. You get me? But
yeah, no, I get what you mean. So from what I can gather, it sounds like these chapters average on, say, an hour to an hour and a half of length. And that's,
basically, yeah.
And that's an average. So, okay, so for comparison, how long did chapters of Life is Strange... Well, okay, let's look at how long chapters of the previous 3 games averaged in length.
Okay, so for Life is Strange 1, I will argue the first episode, especially if you're going all the way to do everything, can last like about 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 20. Around there.
Or $5 or $6.
Yeah.
Or whichever.
And I will argue it's about the same length for all 5 episodes, honestly. I mean...
Fair enough.
I can't... Okay, let me try to think. Episode... No, yeah, there's... I will argue... Although, let's be fair, like in episode 3 is padded out the fuck that stupid alternate timeline Chloe plot that goes nowhere and it's just a waste of your time. So that game, of course, has filler in it.
It only pissed me off. So,
yeah.
Screw you for wanting a happier timeline where Chloe isn't a dick.
And yes, Life is Strange 2. Each episode is $8, and it's the longest of the games. But that game has so much pointless filler that goes nowhere.
Also, Jova, you make that joke, but by the end of that chapter, Chloe does one of her worst things ever. So, you know.
Yeah, true. Yeah, forcing her friend to essentially kill her.
Yeah.
And like being like very horrible about it when she's apprehensive, because who wouldn't be apprehensive in a situation like that?
As for Before the Storm, I'll argue. Okay, the farewell bonus episode is like an hour tops. If you go out of your way to do everything, which I did not in our playthrough. As for the main storyline, each episode I will argue like an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 tops. Go on.
Although from what you've told me, the playthrough of that is kind of equivalent to the length of this playthrough. Yet in Before the Storm, you weren't going out of your way to do everything.
Well, it is important to remember, Jova, that unlike with True Colors, if I remember correctly, I think our Before the Storm run had more 30-minute parts compared to this one, which is why it's a bit. Well, let me double check real quick. Go on.
No way.
To give Before the Storm credit, Before the Storm was kind of touted as a smaller game from the get-go. Like, doesn't that thing like have only like 3 episodes instead of 5?
Do it.
3 episodes instead. Yeah, it's 3. Yes, we've talked about this already.
Okay, I don't want to retract my complaint about the town not being involved, since, to be fair, they are actually involving more of the NPCs from the town, so I retract my complaint about the town not being shown to be as involved.
Sure.
At least for this chapter.
The forest spirit.
I was trying to find the
You have done well on your quest.
Playthrough.
The forest
hold on, give me a moment.
She offers a treasure.
Well, actually, no, I can do it here. What am I doing? Ugh.
Look, there.
But yeah, so Shirley, what's your, since you haven't said anything, what's your stance on that other argument Life is Strange fans that I've seen talk about regarding how they wanted that whole period of theorizing back? What do you think about that?
The Sky Sword.
I'm personally okay with episodic stuff,
Sky Sword of
even in video games. So
Oh, sure.
exactly the same as I drew in the comics.
You
You
have
know, I think it's fine.
It's got the pincer.
Do you have a preference between,
And the same
getting it
grip.
in sequences or
it's got
getting
the
it all
start
together
for
as
the
one
jewels.
package like they did with this
How do
game?
they do it?
I feel like it depends on the kind of game.
That's fair.
Can I
Okay.
really take
And now we finally get the Sky Sword of Power.
Of course.
Excalibur!
Theory
Yeah.
The Master Sword! But, okay, like, they probably know what they're doing with it, too.
Okay, it's important to remember that our first part of Before the Storm was a part 0 with the behind-the-scenes stuff. After that, we end for part 1, and yes, most of the Life is Strange Before the Storm parts that I did are around the 30-minute mark. There's the occasional 15-minute one. In fact, there's only 2 15-minute parts. Aside from that, all of them are from 24 minutes to 35 minutes. So that's mainly why. So that's probably why we have this number of parts, because unlike with this game, I didn't indulge in as much in longer parts, whereas in this one I'm allowing for longer parts compared. Again, it's not that I planned this, for the record. It's just more like a game by game basis, where like occasionally I thought to myself, well, this is like, for example, as you can see, we're 25 minutes in, and I thought to myself, well, might as well go all the way to the end of the episode 3 at this point, since we're almost done.
I'll admit, I do like how this is the narrative climax of this chapter, seeing what a happy memory truly brings about. In this case, now it legit looks like the fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Bard, a song, if you please.
Congratulations, you have become the stranger in paradise.
Now go kill Now go kill Chaos.
The prophecies fulfilled at last. Now Thanos' might is unsurpassed.
Maniacal laugh.
Oh.
Maniacal
Who's the
laugh.
final boss?
Maniacal laugh. That's because sure the hearing impaired captions say maniacal laughter. So.
That sword is cursed.
Jed!
Plot
You're the bad guy?
Plot twist. Turns out the king is also Stormrider the Wraith, aka the villain.
Stormrider.
Yeah, Stormrider the Undead. Sorry, you're right.
I should have known
Sorry,
King Tabor
my
was
bad.
you all along.
You fools! You have collected the jewels I need and brought them right to me.
So this is literally a surprise. It was me all along.
I wonder if this might be foreshadowing something for the main plot.
I wonder.
You know, like, does like half the town get involved in this?
Apparently. And you
That's
know what?
cute.
You know what? God bless him for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the primary ID. Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Look at that. Now that's what I call an HP bar.
Indeed. All right. So final boss. Let's go. Stirring him. Sorry, him. Okay. Or maybe I'll attack. I actually forgot what I
Hey,
did.
look.
Kingdom Hearts sound effects right there. Jesus.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Last year we were a Square Enix game. Might as well.
Chorus is harmony.
With battle animations and everything.
It reminds-
I
it-
officially love this.
Yeah, it reminds me of in Kingdom Hearts Recoded, where when you get to the Olympus Coliseum world, that entire game plays like a turn-based RPG. So that entire world plays like a turn-based RPG. So that was also pretty cool when they did that.
This fire!
And yeah, when we just burned them, so there you go. Alright. What else?
This music sounds a bit Final Fantasy VII-ish too.
I'm pretty sure that's intentional. Let's use Scroll of Healing, I think? Yes.
Scroll of healing.
That was absolutely a Final Fantasy animation there. Good work.
Alright.
Stirring him.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this, guys, because in my opinion, this is where the game peaks.
I'd agree with that. This was actually really fun.
Strike of wrath.
Yeah. Dude, man, I could see a whole game just about LARPers using essentially their LARPing sessions as good old therapy.
Oh god, I forgot about this. How are you doing holding up there, Sheree?
Oh, with the lightning?
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, it's been like contained to a small corner, so it's not too bad.
Okay.
It's
From what I
not
under-
great. It's not great, but we've definitely had a lot worse, like in
From what I
RLPs.
If I understand correctly, Shiroi, it's stuff like Balan Wonderworld's
Oh yeah,
entire
like
screen
what just
flickering.
happened right there.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. The
Full
ball.
screen stuff is
Yeah.
fine, but when it was just like in the corner pulsing, that was fine. But like that, all of that sequence just there, yeah, no, none of that, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the full screen stuff.
Untuned chord. Stirring him.
Stirring
There you go.
Well, no one's got a fireball here. I don't think any of you have access to that.
Well, she's a bard, so obviously she wouldn't have fire
Yeah,
magic.
she doesn't.
Whereas Feanor is a warrior.
Yeah, none of you have access to it. Great.
He has burning blade.
Yeah, yes,
though.
burning blade though.
Not destructive enough.
Oh, let me guess. You often pick black mage, don't you?
Well, that's it. That's actually me. Like, I'm always the one who goes for the mage class. So.
I'm talking about Shurian or tabletop stuff, like black mage, ergo the offensive mage.
Well, my character's a wizard, rather.
Well, yeah. Okay.
For scribe.
Ravenous flame.
You're now on fire. Curse this fire.
You're on
now
fire.
on fire. Curse this fire. Oh.
No! I had so much more scenery to chew!
I've been defeated by the goddamn debuff! Seriously.
Oh no, this sequence is over!
I always love when the bosses die to the debuff.
Alright, that was scary, fun, or epic? Epic.
This fight was epic.
Yes. Literally.
But the best part was finding.
No?
Are we about to get nuked?
That was
Like
the
that?
sound that,
The siren that.
that went off before the avalanche.
Yeah.
Although it does actually sound like, you know, a bomb signal.
It does sound like a bomb signal.
I killed Gabe. I killed Gabe.
Ethan?
Alright, it's over, everybody. Pack it up.
Okay, I'm not particularly keen on this bit here. No, I get what they're going for. Like that. Oh yeah, it was a nice distraction for him. The LARP, I mean. But of course he's still hurting inside. I get that. I get that that's what they're going for this scene. But at the same time, it kind of feels a bit like, okay, I'm not saying he has to be super happy from now on and never be sad again, but at the same time, ending the LARP like that feels like a bit of an unnecessary downer moment for me. Like we took such great job of work to try to cheer him up with a LARP and distract him, you know, and you end like that. I don't know. I feel like we could have done that better. There was
I agree.
There was no there was no need to have such a downer moment right after the battle. Honestly,
I feel like the way to end it would have been have him cry, but then have him buck back up, and then
I agree.
end the LARP triumphantly.
it felt like an unnecessary, like overwhelming. Like it felt like like it was a bit too much sad for no reason. Honestly, I felt like.
I feel like...
Go on.
Not only that, but in the context of
dead. How do
that,
you pick him
shouldn't Jeb also still
just
be
left.
nearby, assuming he keeled over? Like, I know that in Gabe's, imagination he's vaporized, but
thank you.
I assume in the real world he's keeled over, so he should have also run over to the kid. But
Yeah.
no, it's just his
Honestly, by the
okay,
end,
admittedly his mother, but still, it's just like her who runs over to him.
Go ahead. Yes, you're right.
Like, personally, I feel like they shouldn't have done that at all. Like, that should have been its own separate thing maybe the next day, because,
so proud of
you
him.
know, like you've talked
He was
about,
so thrilled to
you
see
know,
him show up
having
with
good
the sword.
moments to make the bad ones have more impact. I
that
feel
was
like that
mostly
should
about
have
the
been
sword.
just a happy moment with
Maybe.
none of the
But I think he was happy
outside
to see it in his
circumstances,
world.
just like a nice time.
Yeah, it felt like. Not to mention the overall, it was also a bit too abrupt. Like it was literally right after we finished the boss. Like the game didn't even give us any time to celebrate our victory. Immediately, grief, sadness, and shit. And it's just like it hits you like a ton of bricks. Like it feels too abrupt and sudden, like a
Like,
mood
two more
whiplash.
things. And like I asked, where's Jeb? Shouldn't he be nearby to also notice this? And
At all.
two, for what
wanna
purpose
talk
is
about
the
it?
siren going off?
really
Like, okay,
sweet, but
maybe Typhon
I'm
Mining
okay.
Company are blowing up more stuff, but
Thanks for
in
swinging
that
by.
case,
I'll see what the
shouldn't
rest
these guys have known, assuming that they sent
hold
out
on.
a notice like,
I'm gonna have to interrupt you here because this is important. Charlotte is having
you
some
want company,
problem
I'm-
processing this. There you go.
Fuck, don't you listen?
oh,
Okay, so basically, Charlotte is on a really bad mood right now. Yeah, where did that anger come from? So let's see if we can find out where this anger came from.
First, let's check our phone.
Well, that's the thing. It's kind of instinctual. The game gives me the, you receive the message thingy. So my first instinct is to press a touchpad to see it.
Yeah, you get a big notification there. What do you want me to do? Ignore it?
It's an instinctual reaction. Okay.
Yeah.
But I do wonder. It feels a little contrived that, of course, the siren has to go off. Like, if there was another explosion going on, surely the characters would have been informed about it, like last time, where
maybe they were testing the alarm.
Again,
they're supposed to warn about that too.
Yeah, there's that too.
Guys, this is the big bad evil corporation. They don't like warning people. That would cost them money.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, I'd agree, but I don't feel we know enough about Type of Mining Company to know. Oh boy.
Earthquake.
You spin me, baby, right round, right round, baby, right round.
Oh my god, maybe we are in Fahrenheit.
I forget what the other name of that game is.
Indigo Prophecy.
Indigo Prophecy.
There you go.
Hashtag Indigo Prophecy.
A game that I find Indigo Prophecy is a much better game as a name in my opinion as well. It actually has something, for one, it actually has something to do with the fucking plot.
Bring the crazy granny from that in here.
But Pedro, the temperature, it's there.
It's there, but it's not important. Not really.
Also, I find it funny how Fahrenheit is the European name, even though, from what I understand, Europe don't often use Fahrenheit as a temperature reading.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. It's G-Jova. It's like G-Jova. The way you're talking, it's like Quantum Dream is run by complete idiots or something.
Maybe David thought it sounded cool or something. I don't know. It's different.
The thing is, Quantum Dream are European themselves.
Alright, so let's see actually what's going on with Charlotte.
Yes.
She's sculpting Alex?
Yeah, I don't get that. Like, what is that supposed to mean? For the record, the reason she's angry has nothing to do with Alex, by the way. So I don't get that. Why do they show her sculpting Alex? It doesn't make any sense in this context.
I wonder if it's to show that she is directing some anger onto Alex, even though she doesn't deserve it.
There's Gabe.
Oh, I think I get it. It's essentially, I think she's sculpting the moment of the blast, essentially, where Alex is getting knocked back, I think.
I guess?
I would need a good look at that sculpture when it's complete.
There you go. So basically, she's overcome with grief and she's lashing out at everybody. Like, she's now blaming Ryan, she blamed Alex. So, like, she's basically just lashing out. She's overcome with grief and it's manifesting in anger.
Before you continue, Jova, sorry, very quickly, let me know when this is over.
Sure, go ahead.
I think the sculpture is supposed to represent Gabe holding up Ryan and Alex. It's her way of seeing it that Gabe was holding them all up, but as a result, he fell while they survived.
Alright, so what else? This.
Which is fine enough symbolism in its regard. No.
From which Tim Burton movie did you get that from?
I know, that does look like something out of Tim Burton.
Take your pick.
What's wrong with me? I can't let myself feel this way. When did I become such a
was
fucking
she
monster?
contemplating suicide there?
You realize you have a kid to take care of, right?
I think that's why she realized that she shouldn't be feeling that way.
Yeah.
Ethan!
Oh, and now she's even blaming Ethan. Okay, I get that this is meant to be... I get that this is being portrayed as a lashing out moment and she doesn't actually mean what she's saying, of course, I understand. But at the same time, like... I don't know, it feels like I can understand her blaming the other people, but blaming Ethan?
Okay, to give her credit, this is stuff in her mind. We tend to think of...
Oh, she even says, I'm a bad mom.
crazy.
She even says that she's a bad mom. You can look now, Shiroi, I think. There you go, you can look now.
Alright.
Credit, to credit where it's due to the writing, we tend to think some of the craziest things on our mind.
Sure,
What keeps us from being insane is that we don't often act on them or speak them out loud.
Yeah, that is true.
And she
Also-
does seem to realize that it was very messed up that she fought that way too.
Go ahead, Shiroi.
Also, since you mentioned the suicide part specifically, because yeah, that is a big thing among all that. I mean, yes, she has a kid to take care of, but the thing is, when people feel like that, you know, they're not really, you know. But if you've gone that far that you're thinking about that, you're not exactly all there. So considering the others around you is like not something you'll do in the moment. I mean, she realizes it, which is good, but like, yeah, like it's a whole thing.
Like, it's a messed up situation. As she herself states, she had a good thing going with Ethan. It took a while. I'm guessing there were some not so great circumstances, especially since, from what we understand, Ethan is her kid from a previous father. So Gabe entering in their lives was something that she really cherished and enjoyed. So
None of it fucking matters.
losing Gabe really hurt.
I wish I were too.
Okay, so now we have one of the big choices here.
Nothing I'm saying.
All right, Jova, you called this earlier, and here's where it first comes up.
I could just
Oh.
take it away.
The anger could kill her. Yeah, potentially, I guess.
Well, given what she's
her a heart attack.
contemplating,
Yeah. So now we have a choice. We either use our powers to remove the anger from her body. I'm not entirely certain how that works, but whatever, supernatural. Or you just let her grieve on her own.
That do to her.
how much does this affect the plot?
I have a big problem with how the developers handle this major choice, but I cannot say yet why, because it would involve spoilers. So I'm gonna put a pin on this for later. For now, what I'm going to do.
I'm very curious.
For now, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna leave her alone to grieve on her own.
I'm sorry, Charlotte.
And you're probably wondering, Shiroi, maybe I should. Trust me, Shiroi. Let's just say, how about this, Shiroi? I'm not gonna spoil you, but I'll tell you this much, Shiroi. My first time playing, I took away her anger. That's all I'll say for now.
Me personally, I think removing an emotion could be really problematic. Could cause some more problems later on.
Drebs, do me a favor and put a pin on what you said there, because I will have because you're gonna be glad you said that.
If I may, based on just this scene as we have it without the later context, considering what she's feeling right now.
Okay. Hear me out. Is Typhon run by the Illuminati?
That would explain the conspicuously triangle-shaped.
All right. We'll get back to this, everybody.
A
Sorry.
narrative.
All right, Shira, you cut out completely. Could you please restart from scratch, please? Or not. Anyway, the basic point is, now that we're done with the LARP, back to checking out the USB pen.
Honestly,
You back now, Shiroi?
I think she'd want
never
me
mind.
to keep what happened just between us.
Yes, you back now?
Sorry.
Of course. Don't apologize.
So
Anyway,
the USB stick
yeah, let's see.
revealed all of
So,
Typhon's
what did the
secrets.
USB stick show?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what happened,
But
guys.
Alex,
Sorry, Shira, you're cutting out, and
Recording.
there seems to be like a delay as well. Sorry. All right, everybody. While Shira tries to
Probably the
fight her internet again, let's take a look at the USB stick. Also, on the laptop, it says there, Sonic Asylum. Sonic Asylum? Ladies and gentlemen, we have found out what's going to be the next major Sonic game. Sonic Asylum.
We're going to
Sonic's
Sonic's mind. Sonic finally snapped.
Brought to you by Square Enix.
Seriously, what?
Glasses is out their biggest IP to another major developer. They just have Sonic have a crisis.
Well, given what happened with Sonic Chronicles, Maybe.
So I didn't have a crisis and I was just a dickhead.
No. He didn't have a crisis, but Amy sure did.
Fuck off, Jen. Yeah, okay. Listen, I need you to call off the explosion. Ethan's in the blast radius.
Okay, so, yeah, it's true. Mac did try to call it off.
What's wrong with you? He snuck off. We're up here right now trying to find him. Mac, please. All right, I'm on it. We'll hold the blasts. Fuck. You can't imagine the headaches this will create for me. Thanks, Mac. Whatever. Just doing my job.
Oh, boo-hoo.
They just ignored him. It's so fucked.
Fuck him. Press.
You know
Boom.
it's bad when Mac turns out to be the good guy.
Is it? Well, okay, I get it. He's
You okay?
not been the best, but again, red herring.
We're taking these fuckers down.
Are we sure we have a way of fighting a giant corporation, Alex?
This USB stick has
We'll
what
use
I
Twitter
need.
hashtags.
Time to dig through it.
Down.
Yeah, because
Get them canceled. The good old. Well, not sadly, not
Okay.
old, but
I'm not saying that Twitter campaigns haven't ever done any good in the world, but how many can you name that would take up more than one hand?
Action, right?
Mm-hmm. Seriously, what kind of
mean,
sticker is that? Sonic Asylum? Go on.
I was about to wonder if it was too cropped together, but
So,
No, well, that's the thing, though. If you go back and look at that particular shot, both Sonic and the word Asylum are right next to each other, and they're both on the same font. So I'm assuming it's meant to be like a single sticker. It's weird. Anyway, yeah, Gabe's call. Okay, so now we have to basically do something. This is basically the game. This game's equivalent of when the first game where we were matching car license plates and other things to try to figure out where exactly Jefferson was hiding, was taking his victims, basically. So let's listen to the calls and see what we can hear.
We need to postpone. Lena?
Haven is your site, Diane, and therefore this is your decision. I know I don't need to remind you of the stakes.
Someone could be hurt. Or killed.
We've been over this. Anyone up there has disregarded posted notices and accepted full liability.
We're talking about a child. I'm just asking for one day.
If you postpone tonight's scheduled blast, you put Rhea in jeopardy. That puts the whole company in jeopardy. Is that what you want?
No.
Then do the math and make the right call.
Do the math. That's literally the tagline of the Atari, the Jaguar. Yeah. Do the math. It's 64-bit, damn it. Even though technically it isn't.
let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, they just put a bunch of chips in there to make it 64 bits.
All right. What could it be?
Damn.
Oh, there you go.
Is this what
After-
Diane sold her soul for?
So, after our recent conversation, Diane, I took the liberty of expediting the application to our executive training program. We will move forward to your enrollment as soon as we have the situation in Haven all wrapped up. Okay.
This is the email Diane mentioned. So what is Rhea?
Yeah, so what is this Rhea thing? Rhea went off undetected as you insisted, and now someone is dead. You better have a plan. I am not going down for this. At least not alone.
Rhea? I didn't know we were involving Fire Emblem Free Houses in this.
God, what I miss.
Basically, Shiroi, we're now combing through Diane's USB pen and trying to find evidence. I warned you, Lena. Okay, here you go. So there's something called Rhea that went off undetected. So let's see what it is.
Can I quickly have a time, please?
Go to 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did Lena say? Without the scheduled blast.
Okay.
Rhea
Okay.
Basically, Miss Chen said they were going to bring these fuckers down, and Pedro said, "Why are you going to do that?" And I said, "Well, they'll do a Twitter campaign."
Yeah.
Get them cancelled and all that.
Also, Shiroi, apparently in universe, there's a Sonic game in this universe called Sonic Asylum.
Must have gone.
What's that, a creepypasta?
All right.
Find out where it was.
All right. Let's see what
That
Alex
might
comes
tell
up with.
us what it was for.
And go.
Cool.
ACFC chicken.
Rhea schematic.
Rhea. Fuck.
A Kentucky Fried Chicken. See, it's not Kentucky Fried.
Alright, so we got the map of where it went off. Let's take a look at our map and, you know, cross-examine things.
That's the site of the 2008 Typhon mine collapse.
Oh, what a surprise! It ties into the old event that has been told to us about this town before.
Yes, the one where Jed was the hero.
Possibly be down there that's so important to them.
Typhon just had to pass a bunch of inspections at the old site.
Don't tell me they were blowing up the mine to destroy some evidence.
So, I don't think they were digging something up. They were burying something.
Oh my god!
A lot of corpses.
Indeed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was episode 3.
So, Shuri, what were you trying to say earlier?
All right. Considering, like, I agree with Dwibs, first of all, that removing an emotion from somebody is probably going to cause more problems in the long run because that doesn't really fix the issues that you're having. But where I was going with this was, considering the thoughts that that person is having, wouldn't Alex taking on those emotions herself be a form of self-harm in this narrative?
Makes you wonder.
Question.
Well, Shiroi, unfortunately, I cannot talk to you about this but without spoiling you, so let's put a pin on that for now.
This is just what I have to work with for now. So
Exactly. No,
it just seems very like this is bad for everyone involved, I feel.
All right, so just so we can take a look at things, and because Shirei didn't get a chance to try to zoom in on the laptop herself, let's take a look at that image again of what's on the back of the laptop we're using. So there's a thing called Racing Second there, and like I said, you'll notice on the top right corner there's a thingy there's a sticker saying Sonic Asylum. Sega, where is Sonic Asylum? I want that Sonic game.
Maybe it's a band name.
Serious, and the font feels very I can see Sega using a font like that for a Sonic game. Like
there actually is an online radio station called Sonic Asylum Radio.
Oh really? So is it meant to be a reference to that?
I don't know, maybe.
Weird. Anyway, everybody, that's the best. That's the most I've gotten out of this scene. Sonic Asylum. Make it happen, Sega. Make it happen.
Again, creepypasta.
Alright, so that's it, everybody. Tune in next time for episode 4, which is arguably the shortest. So, see you then.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Take care.